There's a story about a woman by the name of Shelley Luther here in Texas. She have a salon by the name of Salon a la Mode in Dallas. Now, during the time of the stay-at-home orders, they had shut down a lot of businesses and they deemed some essential, some non-essential. Now, your hair salons was deemed non-essential. So everybody, hair salons in the state of Texas had to close, not just hers, everybody's. But Shelley Luther said, you know what? I got to feed my kids. I'm going to open up my salon. I don't care about what they had to say. So after the police visited her a bunch of times, they, filed a restraining order on her to stop doing it. She kept being open. She started getting attention, in the media for what she's doing. A lot of people within her community started looking at her as a hero for taking a stand against those who putting in stay-at-home orders when everyone else in the state had to stay at home. Like some people feel they don't have to follow the rules. Like my wife said the other day, she was right. She said, no, they like to make the rules and they like to make everybody else follow them, but they don't want to follow them. And I'm like, oh, you're 100% right. That's exactly how they are. But Shelley Luther ended up being arrested because she refused to shut down her shop. So she ended up going to court, and the judge, which is her brother, had said, listen, if you just apologize and say, you're just being selfish and you're going to keep the shop closed until it's time to open up again, you can just go ahead on home. There's no problem. She said, I'm not doing it at all. And he said, okay, well, if you don't want to apologize and you feel that you're right, because she said she's right in what she's doing, she did nothing wrong, he had sentenced her to 7 days in jail and a fine of $7,000. Immediately after that, people found out what happened with her. They was upset. I'm talking people in her community, of course. They was upset. They started calling the judge all kind of N-words constantly, being racist, making racial threats against the judge for only enforcing what they put out there. Okay, just want to make sure he didn't create the stay-at-home orders. He didn't do anything like that. Once she went to jail, the Lieutenant Governor, Dan Patrick, was on Fox News, and he was talking about it and saying he was going to pay her fine of $7,000. Then they was talking to people up there in Austin about, hey, she needs to get out of jail. The governor, Greg Abbott, amended his executive order so she can get out of jail, saying nobody can be jailed for this, okay? The Texas Supreme Court came and said that they need to release her out of jail. Now, listen how high all that went up for this one woman. Texas Supreme Court, Lieutenant Governor went up that high. When have they ever got involved with anybody? They never do that. But let's say if, Sister Erica is braiding hair at her shop and she needed to keep braiding hair to feed her kids, and she didn't want to shut down, do you think there would have been so much attention on her? Or do you think the lieutenant governor would have paid her fine? Or the governor would have meant anything for her? We all know they wouldn't have done anything. They'd have been saying that, why is she still open? They'd have been reporting her that she's open. They'd have been saying, why can't she follow the rules like everybody else? Everybody else is shut down. Why does she think she's so special or she got to be open? Everybody's kids is suffering. Why she think, she any different? You know good and well they would have said that about Sister Erica. But Shelley, oh no. They lauded her as a hero. They ended up doing a GoFundMe to give her over $500,000 on top of that. Then she went on The View and Sonny Hoiston found out and told her, and she was like, oh, she didn't know she knew, that she got $18,000 from the Paycheck Protection Program. The first day it came available, she hurried up and applied for both programs that they had there. She got $18,000 2 days before she went to court. She said that, well, she didn't know it came into her account and she didn't know where it come from. So you had $18,000 in your account. And you didn't fail to mention that. So they're going to force her to give it back since she got about $500,000 from the people? 9 times out of 10, no. But why am I talking about the Shelley Luther story? Is it about Shelley Luther herself? No. It's not really about her why I'm talking about this. It's to let you know how far they would go to maintain white supremacy in this nation. You guys really have to understand that, okay? We're seeing blatant acts of defiance and blatant acts of allowing them to do whatever they want because they're a Mzungu, okay? But when it's black people, they being blatant to say, you can't do what the Mzungus can do. They're being blatant with it now. Understand? They're literally trying to act like apartheid South Africa right now with this time of the coronavirus. They want to do whatever they want to do. They want black people for sure to stay a permanent underclass in this country. They want us to move from 5th class citizen to 6th class citizen. They are coming from all over the country to go to this woman's shop for her to cut their hair or whatever. They're acting like she done something great. But I thought that, breaking the law is wrong. And I thought that we should be just doing the right thing. But see, when it comes to them, they'll feel like they're above law. They don't care about law. Law is for the Negroes. It's not for us. We do what we want. So you have to understand, this is why they fight so hard for white supremacy. You have to understand that. In America, that's the best system in the world. Listen, no other country in the world will allow them to do the things they're doing here. I'm telling you that. And they know it. This is why they want to maintain it. And they don't care what color you are. If you threaten the system, then you're going to be a problem. Listen, that same Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick said about coronavirus. Listen, some people may die, but we got to open the country back up. We got to open the state back up. They willing to sacrifice even other white people to maintain white supremacy. That's how serious they are about the system of white supremacy. It's way bigger than anything else because they know we don't have white supremacy. We have nothing. See, coronavirus, what they start doing with these shutdowns is slowly start closing their wealth gap a little bit. You understand? 30 million people are unemployed right now. And a lot of it is them, way more than us. They don't put them figures out like that, but anybody know the country know good and well is more of them unemployed right now than black people. Trust me on that. So they do not want their economy to tank because they know if they don't have their economy, they have nothing. They don't have white supremacy, and their economy is based off of how much an advantage I have over the Negro. It's not how much I have over the Hispanic, the Asian, or whoever else. It's the Negro. And we can't get an equal playing field with them by all these shutdowns happening. Now, I just saw that Los Angeles say they're going to stay shut down to about, I think, August or something like that. That's about to be the next spot. They about to go have their temper tantrums with their guns. I see that coming. But these people, like I said, are just losing their minds. And like I said, I'm watching the coronavirus diagnosis every day. And between now and probably next week, you're really going to see possibly how infections going to go up more than what they are now. But leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the situation with Shelley Luther and how they just rallied around her and act like she just some civil rights hero or something. Like she's breaking the law. That's simple. She's breaking the law. Everybody had to stay home. It just wasn't her. It was everybody. And so she sets the precedent. So in the future, when they say somebody got to shut down a business, they're going to say, no, I'm not shutting it down. Because when Shelley was doing it, y'all paid her fine, y'all got out of jail, and y'all changed executive orders. So why should y'all do anything to me? That's discriminatory. And I would sue every time if they treat me different than Shelley. Period. Because these people here, like I said, you got to use what they done against them when they try to start telling you in another time, oh, you guys got to shut down. I ain't got to shut down nothing. Shelley got to open back up. Shelley got money. Y'all pay Shelley's fines. Y'all gonna pay mine? But we all know how these people get down.